All my years in hospitality have taught me that it's an honor to serve people. It's an honor to serve all people. It also taught me how service style changes in order to meet the ever-growing demands of your consumer. Regardless of business we're in, retail, wholesale, delivery, office, product-based, service-based, e-commerce, all of that means we still have somebody to serve, okay? Once we get to know that managers serve their staff and their staff then can better serve the guest, the better we have it. I still work with people daily that don't understand that service is a circle. It's a culture. It starts with the owner. It works through management. It works through staff. Then it hits the customer. So in order to know where your customer is, we should know where our staff person is, how to better handle our staff person to develop service. I call this getting the basic benefits, if we want to say that, of 50 years of creating a serviceless society. That's what we've done. Think about it. The service that we're talking about today, where have you seen on a daily basis this type of eyeball to eyeball constant service? Years ago, hardly any of you here are going to remember that when we used to go get gasoline, we went to a service center. Remember? Yeah. On the corner, drove up, bing, bing, boom, boom. Somebody comes out, hello. You got your oil checked. Somebody put gas in for you. Somebody greeted you, checked the oil. It was a service station, aptly named. Okay, how was that today? How has that customer demand changed? Well, I'll tell you, because I can remember, first off, I'm going to have to apologize for this. I taught all three of our daughters to drive. So those of you who share the road with them, again, I'm sorry. But if you ask them where we go to get gas, there's no such thing as a service station. It's the convenience corner. The convenience store is on the corner. They've all got different names. The Express this, the Tiger Mart that. That's where you go. Now, in our vernacular of convenience, there is absolutely nothing convenient about that service, right? You pull up, you get out, you do the work yourself, you pay yourself, and you leave. Okay, there's really no service there. If by chance you wanted to walk in, maybe you wanted to pay with cash, you have to walk through a maze of shopping for things you don't really need. You probably break down and you buy the powdered donuts that aren't very good for you. Then you go on up to the counter, and what happens there? What happens there? What type of service? What's the service exchange there at the convenience store? It's probably a couple of words. Thank you. Next. Thank you. Next. Training in companies like that is the absolute thinnest manual that there is, because as long as we know how to greet people by saying thank you next, we're okay with that job. So convenience stores are sending the message to the people that we hire today to deliver service, that the service is really do it yourself, right? Isn't it the same thing with banking? Over the last 50 years, what's happened with banking? We've gone from debiting, ATMing, 24-hour banking, right? Hardly ever do we walk into the bank. Anybody here remember when we always had to do that? Maybe every other Friday to make your deposit? Okay, and we met those things on the other side of the counter. Anybody remember what we called them? Tellers, that's right. So banks had tellers. You got eyeball to eyeball conversation. There was a please, there was a thank you. There was a presentation of a need, there was an answer to that need. We got deposit slips. Now, instead what we get is notifications, email. Hey! If you're up late at night, go ahead and check your bank balance 24/7 for your convenience. You notice everything's for your convenience. We're still paying the bank fee, but for our convenience, we can do all the work. Check your balance, fill out a credit card, loan application, pay your bills 24/7. So that's what banks have done to change service to be more convenient for us. We do the work, but it's marketed as convenience. So who's the best at this? Airlines. Absolutely. The airline industry over the last 40 or 50 years has absolutely managed how to provide less, charge more, but because it's for our convenience, we're okay. So our seats are getting smaller, which of course kind of runs opposite of me, because as I'm getting bigger, seats are getting smaller. That's no fun, but that's what airlines are doing to us. So we don't get the food, we don't get the pillow, we don't get the blanket, we don't even get the TV anymore, but that's okay because we can bring our own. So do it yourself, that's what's happening. That's what we're calling service. Where I draw the line is grocery stores. Grocery stores, I enjoy doing the grocery shopping. I like the service. I will look out for those people passing out the samples. I'll do that. I'll get in line. If they provide me the samples, they provide a good explanation, I'm probably going to go buy the product whether I needed it or not. So what I will not do, though, is self-checkout. I'm sorry, that's where I draw the line. I don't care how often I hear the manager say, hey, Kroger shoppers, for your convenience, self-serve checking, aisle 1, 2, 3, and 4 now open. No, it's not for my convenience. I want to make sure that somebody's there to at least talk with me, ring me up, mispronounce my name, I don't care, but someone's going to give me a little bit of value time while I'm doing grocery stores. So how do we create a real service culture in business today? How do we do that? In all of your businesses, we want a service culture. The future of our service is going to be done on how we train our people to represent us. Two things: expectation, information, equal the proper positive example. We have to lead them, we have to give them the example. If they understand the expectation, they're properly informed, then they follow our example. So how do we do that with today's people? It's a combination of selection criteria. When's the last time we looked at our selection criteria? How do we select? How do we train? And then why is it we stop there? We don't stop there. Selection, training, and retention. That's how we build a service culture. Selection isn't just about you're here and you're capable. Selection is also, are you compatible? Compatible with our culture, compatible with our values and our mission. So this way we know that we're all going to have a chance of getting along. Training needs to be engaging. When somebody just sits next to you at the desk and says, follow, and I'm going to show you where things are kept and what to do, we're showing them a process, but we're not showing them a purpose. We're not engaging them. And retention needs to be a positive evaluation. People always need to know where they stand, because people stay longer where they feel they belong. People feel more confident when they have more knowledge. The more they know, the better they serve, and the longer they'll stay. And who doesn't want that? See, so service at what cost? Not really a cost, it's an investment. Investment of time, energy, example setting. That's what it is. Convenience rules. So if it's convenience that customers want, well, let's make it more convenient for our staff with training reminders every day. That's what we want to do. Okay, so remember that if we're going to go forward today, we're going to talk a lot more about technology and its impact on service. But the most important thing is to remember that it's going to start with us. It's going to start with selection, our impact of training, and how well we retain and evaluate.